Welcome to the channel. Think age is just a number? Think again. As men get older, they unlock a whole new level of appeal, one that blends confidence, wisdom, and undeniable charm. But here's the catch. Not every man knows how to bring that power to life. Ever wondered why some older men have that magnetic presence while others seem to fade into the background? You're about to find out. Today, we're diving into 6 habits that don't just make older men attractive. They make them completely unforgettable. From proudly owning your gray hair to mastering a timeless wardrobe and walking with quiet confidence, these game-changing habits will transform how you carry yourself and how others see you. Let's jump in. 1. Rocking the silver fox vibe. There's something undeniably captivating about a man who embraces his age, especially when he starts rocking that silver or salt and pepper hair. It's not just about looks, it's about what that look represents. Gray hair signals wisdom, maturity, and the confidence of someone who's lived, learned, and grown. You're not trying to look like a 20-year-old. You're standing in your truth. And that truth? It's magnetic. Think about the confidence it takes to say, yeah, I've been through life, and I've made it out stronger. That's the kind of energy women notice. The silver fox vibe isn't about perfection or youth. It's about embracing who you are without trying to hide it. You don't need to dye your hair, cover your wrinkles, or pretend you're something you're not. You wear your age like armor. It tells the world, I've earned every line, every strand of gray, and I'm proud of it. Look at men like George Clooney or Jeff Goldblum. They didn't fight aging, they leaned into it. And in doing so, they became icons. Why? Because they're comfortable in their own skin. That's the real attraction. When you walk with that quiet confidence, own your look, and speak with intention, you don't need to be flashy. People will feel your presence. Being a silver fox isn't about being older, it's about showing the world you've grown into the best version of yourself. 2. Nailing the art of timeless style. Style doesn't scream, it speaks. And as you age, your wardrobe should evolve with you. Forget the trends. What truly turns heads is timeless, refined, masculine style. Clean lines, tailored fits, and quality over quantity. You don't need a closet full of clothes. You need the right ones. A crisp white shirt, a perfectly fitted blazer, dark jeans or trousers that hug your frame just right, those are staples that never go out of style. And let's not forget the shoes. A man's shoes say more about him than his words ever could. Leather Oxfords, clean sneakers, well-maintained boots, whatever suits your personality, make sure they're cared for. But timeless style is about more than just clothes. It's the details. A clean shave or a neatly trimmed beard, nails that are groomed, a signature scent that leaves a subtle impression when you walk past. These are the finishing touches that elevate a look from decent to unforgettable. And then there's posture. Good posture makes every outfit look better. Stand tall, shoulders back, chin up. That's presence, that's style. The beauty of timeless fashion is that it reflects your inner stability. It shows you're not chasing attention. You attract it. You've figured out who you are, and you dress in a way that matches that self-respect. When a man dresses with intention and simplicity, he doesn't have to say much. He lets his appearance speak for him. And what it says is clear. This man knows who he is, and that's always in style. 3. Acting like a true gentleman. There's something deeply powerful about a man who carries himself like a true gentleman. In today's world, where so many people move fast, talk loud, and focus only on themselves, a man who slows down, pays attention, and treats others with quiet respect is like a breath of fresh air. Being a gentleman isn't about outdated rules or acting stiff. It's about how you make people feel. It's about being present in the moment, holding the door for someone, saying thank you and meaning it, making eye contact when you talk, listening not just to respond but to understand. A real gentleman doesn't need to dominate a room. His presence alone speaks volumes. He treats everyone with dignity, whether it's the CEO at a meeting or the server taking his order. That consistent kindness isn't weakness, it's strength. It shows discipline, control, and self-respect. And let's talk about women. When you treat a woman like a lady, not because she demands it, but because it reflects your values, that creates a sense of safety and admiration. Offering your jacket when it's cold, walking her to her car, opening the car door, these little things don't go unnoticed. They say, I respect you, and I respect myself enough to lead with character. Being a gentleman today means you stand out, not because you're trying to impress, but because you're being real. You're showing the world that while the times may change, character never goes out of style. 4. Living with passion. A man with passion has a spark in his eyes. He speaks with energy, moves with purpose, and lives like he's got something to fight for. That's attractive, not just to women, but to everyone around him. Passion gives you a reason to get up in the morning. And when you live with it, people can feel it in your presence. It doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you love building things with your hands. Maybe you're obsessed with photography, vintage cars, martial arts, or mentoring young men. When a man pours himself into something he loves, it shows he's alive. He's not drifting through life, he's steering the ship. And it's not just about hobbies, it's about purpose. Maybe your passion is your career, your business, your family, or giving back to your community. Whatever drives you, let it shape your life. People are drawn to men with direction. You don't have to have everything figured out, but you do need to care deeply about something. Passion is magnetic because it creates emotional energy. A man who's passionate inspires others. He makes life feel bigger. He reminds people of what it looks like to go all in on something that matters. When you combine maturity with passion, you become dangerous in the best way. You're not just older, you're wiser, driven, and still hungry. That fire inside, keep it burning. It's one of the most attractive qualities a man can have at any age. 5. Developing emotional maturity. One of the sexiest traits a man can develop, hands down, is emotional maturity. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about being calm, self-aware, and in control of your emotions, no matter what life throws your way. A mature man knows who he is. He doesn't let his mood depend on other people's behavior. He doesn't need to yell to be heard, and he doesn't need to win every argument to feel validated. He speaks honestly, listens without interrupting, and owns his mistakes without shifting the blame. This kind of emotional strength is rare, and that's exactly why it's so attractive. It creates safety. It builds trust. Women, and people in general, feel at ease around a man who won't lose his cool when things get tough. He's not trying to fix everything or control the outcome. He's just present, stable, and responsive instead of reactive. Being emotionally mature also means you're not afraid of vulnerability. You don't hide behind ego. You can say, I was wrong, I need help, or that hurt me, without feeling weak. That's what makes you strong. Over time, this inner steadiness becomes your superpower. You stop chasing approval and start attracting respect. You create deeper relationships, stronger connections, and a reputation that speaks for itself. In a chaotic world, emotional maturity is the anchor. When you develop it, you become the kind of man people rely on. And that reliability, that quiet, grounded presence, it's priceless. 6. Balancing confidence with humility. Confidence without humility is arrogance. But confidence rooted in self-respect, paired with humility, that's the winning formula. It's what separates the loud talkers from the men who truly command a room without saying a word. A confident man doesn't brag, he lets his actions do the talking. He doesn't seek approval because he already knows his worth. But he's not above others. He listens more than he speaks. He learns from everyone, even those younger or less experienced. That humility, it's rare. And rare is powerful. When you walk with quiet confidence, you move with intention. You speak clearly, look people in the eye, and know when to lead, but also when to follow. You don't need to dominate a conversation. Your presence speaks louder than your voice. Women especially pick up on this. They see the man who's self-assured but never condescending, who's proud of his accomplishments but doesn't flaunt them. That's attractive because it shows strength and emotional intelligence. Humility isn't weakness, it's strength under control. It's knowing you're capable, but choosing not to shout about it. It's being secure enough to lift others up without feeling threatened. When you strike this balance, confidence with humility, you become unforgettable. People respect you, they admire you, and most importantly, they trust you. You don't have to be perfect, just real, strong, grounded. That's the kind of man who leaves a legacy. So here's the truth, brother. You don't need to chase youth to be attractive. You don't need to be louder, richer, or flashier than the next guy. What makes you truly powerful and undeniably magnetic is the way you carry yourself through life, with quiet strength, with grace, with discipline, with presence. Every line on your face, every lesson you've learned, every scar you carry, they're not flaws, they're proof that you've lived, that you've endured, that you've grown. And if you've made it this far, trust me, you're not here by accident. You've still got fire in you. You've still got purpose. You've still got more to give. So don't waste time trying to be someone you're not. Don't fall into the trap of thinking your best days are behind you. They're not. In fact, if you step into your full masculine power, your best days are just beginning. Be the man who speaks with intention, who dresses with pride, who listens more than he talks, who stands tall not because he's perfect, but because he's real, because he's done the work, because he knows who he is. That kind of man, he doesn't need to chase anyone. He draws people in without even trying. That's real attraction. That's lasting impact. That's legacy. So keep becoming that man, one step at a time, one day at a time. And if this message spoke to you, share it. There's another man out there who needs to hear this. A brother who's doubting himself. Be the one who reminds him of what he's capable of. And if you haven't already, subscribe, drop a comment, and let me know which of these traits you're building in your own life. Keep walking with strength. The world needs more men like you.